Good evening, everyone. The time is now 7:05 p.m. I'd like to call the May 4th, 2026 regular council meeting into order. Ms. Capone, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown,
Here.
Eastman,
Here.
Jablisco's absent, Miles,
Here.
Mojica,
Here.
Montestioka,
Here.
Newberry,
Here.
Brooks.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilman Brown, will you please read the invocation?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Heads bowed. Heavenly Father, we seek your help with our affairs today. Bless this meeting with your divine intelligence and help us make the best use of our own. We are of diverse opinion here, yet we wish to mend our differences and reach agreement satisfactory to all. I'd like to say to the Giacobbe family, I guess it's his uncle that passed away, that I'm quite sure that we here in Rahway have our blessings of what we might say when it's a time of death. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it will happen. I'd like to say that continue to do the good work as you've lost one of the people that's been an influence in your life. But also remember that no man has never escaped. Amen.
Amen. Ms. Capone, can you read the open public meeting statement?
Notice of this meeting has been sent to the official newspapers, and adequate and electronic notice has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act as required by law.
Thank you so much, Ms. Capone. May I have a nomination from the list provided by the Rahway Democratic Committee to fill the vacancy in the Third Ward Council seat?
I'd like to nominate Carla Timmons.
May I have a second for that nomination?
Second.
Councilman Brown? Eastman? Brown? Are there any additional nominations to fill the vacancy? Seeing none? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Eastman,
Yes.
Jablisco's absent, Miles,
Yes.
Mojica,
Yes.
Montestioka,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
and Brooks.
Yes. Now, we will have an adoption of Resolution AR-121-26. Ms. Capone, can you please read that by title?
A resolution filling the Third Ward City Council vacancy.
Thank you, Ms. Capone. May I have a mover and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Newberry, Montestioka. Any council comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Eastman,
Yes.
Jablisco's absent, Miles,
Yes.
Mojica,
Yes.
Montestioka,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
Brooks.
Yes. Will the newly elected council member please come up to the dais to take your oath of office? Kamora, you want to act shy now?
Okay, just hold the Bible. Yeah, right on the other side. Okay, place your right hand on the Bible. Right. Okay. State your name.
I, Carla Timmons,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments
in
established
the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of Third Ward Council Member
of 3rd Ward Council Member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And you could say, so help me God, if you choose.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Third Ward Councilwoman. You may give your husband a kiss. You may give your daughters a kiss. And then you have to come up here with the rest of your council colleagues.
Go that way. Yeah.
Congratulations, Third Ward Councilwoman. Now, before we proceed on with the meeting, I would be remiss if I didn't, on behalf of the mayor and the rest of my council colleagues, give our sincere thanks and appreciation to a trailblazer, the first African-American woman to hold position on city council, and that would be Vannie Dolores Parson. She was my council member before I came into the council. She's someone who is incredibly reliable, who has been of great service, even long before she came to the city of Rahway. She has an exceptional family, an incredible husband who served this nation greatly. And I know that she is embracing her role as a grandmother. She's near the end of her working career, and she does a lot of traveling. So, Vannie, from us to you, job well done. We truly appreciate your service, and I know it won't be the last we see of you. So if we can give a round of applause to our Vannie. And I'm incredibly encouraged that we have someone who's not a stranger to the process and to her colleagues. Miss Carla Timmons, this is a well-deserved position for you. You are very accessible. Your residents know you. They trust you. We trust you. And I want to be the first to tell you welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. Now back to business. You ready? May I have a motion in a second to approve the April 6, 2026 regular meeting minutes and the April 13th, 2026 special meeting minutes?
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
Eastman. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Eastman,
Yes.
Jablisco's absent, Miles,
Yes.
Mojica,
Yes.
Montes de Oca,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
Timmons,
Abstain.
and Brooks.
Yes. Ms. Capone, do we have any reports from our council committees?
There are no council committee reports.
Thank you very much. Well, Ms. Capone, while we're at it, do we have any communications from city officials or the bill payment list?
You have received the payment of bills, the police report, and fire report for April.
Thank you very much. Do we have any reports from administration?
We just have a couple of things to mention to the council. This month, as you know, we will have our annual Hot Rods and Harleys event on Saturday. We're really looking forward to that. Also, we'll be having our annual Glow Race. This year it will be Paul Revere themed in celebration of the 250th anniversary of the country. And we have the Memorial Day Parade. And also just today, former high school national champion NCAA national champion and Bellator champion Darion Caldwell, who's also one of Rahway's own, opened his Rahway wrestling school here at the rec center. So some cool stuff going on in April.
That's why the parking lot's so full. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Plukovich. All right. So we'll move along. Yes, you may grab the agenda if you'd like to, sir. Sure thing. No problem. All right. Well, I know this is the moment that so many people have been waiting for. This is your time to shine. This is the hearing of citizens portion of the meeting. Citizens will have 5 minutes to speak on resolutions and first reading ordinance listed on the agenda only. Second reading ordinance will have their own public hearing. The floor is also open for public comment. You may only speak once and must address the comments to City Council. While all comments made by the public will be taken under advisement, the City Council will not respond to the comments made by the public. At this portion is an opportunity for the council to listen to citizens' concerns and not to debate issues or enter into a question and answer session. Ms. Capone, has anybody signed up?
Ronald McRae, 840 East Hazelwood Avenue.
Good
evening, Ron.
Good evening, sir.
840 East Hazelwood Avenue. I'd just like to say, and I'm going to be short with this, and I find it really disturbing, and I'm going to be honest, because each one take an oath, an obligation of the law under the Constitution, yet each and every time I come here and bring an issue of concern that really is under your umbrella, and as you indicated, yes, you may not comment now, but you will come back and at least address those issues. Not one time have anybody come back to address those issues. And I find it insulting because technically, then you really violate your own oath and obligation. Your words. You pledge allegiance, life and liberty and justice for all. You take an obligation. You swear that you uphold to the best of your ability, and yet you violate it each and every time. So let me just say this for short. And even as the last time, when you talk to me in reference to the veterans, how many veterans get 100%, and you only gave 4. And all around, there's only 4 veterans that has 100%. Yet during Vietnam War, after that war, there was over 240,000 veterans that was killed. But then that's just during that time. But what about now? You see, so the thing is, what I tried to help you to understand, it's easy to just put any veterans who have any disability you are entitled to, put a number and where they can go to locate the assistance. You don't do that. I also talked about the safety, public safety. You don't address that. Okay? There are food distribution. There's no safety for those people. They signed a petition. They never came with it, but they signed a petition. But yet and still, you say your oath and obligation. I complained about my water bill, sky high. You see, yet the city owns the water company, yet you constantly raise my water and hardly use water. I don't use that much, it's just me. But you don't address those issues. See, that's the problem. You say these things, but you don't come back to fulfill your oath and obligation, your words. You don't come back and do it. And that's a problem. So here you forfeit your own self. And yet it's really an insult to the people, as you said, to serve the people. People vote. And yet you're going for an election again and you expect people to vote for you, yet you don't address the issues. That's the problem. We talk about common issue that everybody, every single person wants to be able to support each other in the community. And yet you take it, at least I take it as you only look at me as being the thorn in your side. Yes, I will, because God gave me the breath of life. God woke me up. So when somebody tell me I can only, when you use the word only speak, I can only make a comment, then why are you here? You didn't go to the people and say, look, well, vote for me, but you can only do this. Did you do that when you asked people to vote for you? No. You wait till after you're in a position to tell people you can only speak once, you only have 5 minutes. And yet when I ask, where is it written, where can I get a copy? Not one time. That was last year. A whole year later, you still have not said, where can I get a copy? Is it written? So you can't make a statement and yet cannot tell people where they can find it. Everybody here has an education. It doesn't matter what level, but everybody has an education. If a child come up here and say, where can I find it? You will not hesitate to tell that child where they can get it. So what's the difference between an adult who's asking for information? You can't expect people to respect you if you don't respect the people who voted for you. You ask them to vote for you because you're giving them the impression you're going to help them understand the issues that they have, their concerns. So the thing is, you become a hypocrite. Think about it. Your oath and obligation. You swore that this is what you will do for the
1 minute
people
warning.
of the United States and the state of New Jersey. You swore on the Bible. You put your hand on the Bible, yet and still your words does not match up. And that's the issue. You pray, and yet do you really pray in a sincere manner? You don't do it, and that's an issue.
Thank you. Ms. Capone, anybody else?
No one else has signed up.
We'll start with the left. Anybody who would like to approach the microphone to speak, please say your name and your address.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Amy Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street. Like many of us, I wear different hats in the community, and today I come to you in my role as PTO president of Rahway, or PTO board member of Rahway High School. I'm here to announce the return of Project Graduation. We would like to extend our sincere thanks to the City of Rahway and Director Anthony Deege for generously providing the Rec Center as our venue. For those who may be unfamiliar with Project Graduation, it's an overnight lock-in held the night of graduation, and it provides our seniors with a safe, drug-free environment to enjoy one final celebration with their classmates. It's fun-filled activities, entertainment, and food, and maybe some sleep, but probably not. To make this event a success, we're seeking community support in 2 ways. So financial donations to help cover the cost of catering and entertainment, or volunteer support. We're looking for parents, particularly those of younger classmen, to help monitor the event and whether you can stay for a night or just an hour, or assist with setup or breakdown. Your time is invaluable and we would appreciate it. If you can contribute or at least help spread the word, that would be appreciated. So you can come talk to me after the meeting, or you can reach out by email to Rahway High School PTO at gmail.com. So that was Rahway High School PTO at gmail.com. And one of the great things about working in this community is how supportive it is for our Rahway students all the time. So thank you in advance, and thank you for your time.
Thank you and congratulations. Anyone to my right? Good evening.
Good evening. Alan Levy, 254 Oak Street, Rahway, New Jersey. Hey, Dave, did you happen to catch that Union County ballot temporary restraining order victory I achieved in Superior Court a few weeks ago? Maybe I do know how to litigate. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to ask all of you the same question I ask every month. Are you okay with the chairman of the Rahway Democratic Campaign Committee suing 2 of your constituents, my wife and I, for the act of, quote, criticizing the mayor and the city council? Are you okay with that? I ask the mayor that, I ask all of you, that your campaign chairman and the law firm that you have hired to represent the city of Rahway, not the council, all the residents of the city, that you're okay with that. You don't answer the question, and I suspect you won't answer it again. Note, we are being sued for criticism, not harassment, not defamation, criticism. And let's be clear about the conflict here. The law firm that represents the city and your campaign chairman are working together in violating the free speech rights of your constituents. And let's be clear about the conflict of interest here. The law firm is getting hundreds of thousands of dollars a year based on your authorization to represent the residents of Rahway. The firm that is supposed to represent the city is suing its own residents for speaking out, and you continue to pay them. So, that's a great way to get paid on the back end. Because the more you violate people's rights, the more people fight for their rights. It's a great way to get paid on the back end. And it's a yes or no question. Are you okay with it? I didn't ask if you authorized it. I didn't ask if you did it. I asked if you're okay with it. In the meantime, here's where things stand on that lawsuit. We filed an anti-SLAPP motion, and it's still pending before the appellate division. And the ACLU last month stepped in on our behalf, seeking to file what is called an amicus brief, arguing that the conduct of your campaign chairman and that law firm is unconstitutional. So what did the law firm do? They opposed the ACLU's application. Not just opposed the arguments made by the ACLU. They demanded that the ACLU not even be allowed to file their amicus brief in a free speech case that was so extreme that the appellate division rejected their objection in under 48 hours. You can't even get a glass of water in the appellate division in under 48 hours. So I have to ask, why are you at war with not just your constituents, but with the ACLU? Aren't you all Democrats? I thought the Democrats supported free speech. I thought the Democrats supported the ACLU. Apparently not. Apparently you don't support free speech when it's criticism directed at all of you. And that is the great hypocrisy. So I have to ask, and I have to say this, thank you. Because of your actions, my wife and I have gone from mere local critics to national free speech advocates, getting national media attention. And so is the town. And so is the law firm of Renaud Coughlin. And it's shining the light on the how your political machine operates. And the pattern continues. We saw the mayor a few days ago post a personal ad hominem attack against the city council primary opponent, Andy Garcia Phillips. Now, he took it down, but we all know that there will be more. Because that's the strategy of the Rahway Democratic machine. Attack, silence, intimidate. As Jeff Robinson pointed out last month, you guys took the cameras off all public comment speak. No other town in New Jersey does that. Why? Because you don't want critics to even be seen by people outside of this council hall. And again, I've experienced the personal attacks myself. Not only am I being sued for my speech, a political operative, a member of your committee, sent a private text I sent to my boss to try to get me fired. And he's still on your committee today. Despite all of that, I've never attacked your families. I've never attacked your careers. I've kept my criticism based on your governance. And by the way, 4 years ago, Casey Probus got 20%.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
2 years later,
Thank you,
they
sir.
got 30%.
Sir,
And
point of order. Thank you for your time.
Keep
You're also
doing
on
what
camera,
you're
too.
doing.
Thank you. Have a good
Keep
time.
doing
Good night. Good night. Thank you. Anybody to my left? Good evening.
Evening. Andrew Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street. A couple important topics I want to cover real quickly. Can you give us an update on the Irving Street Bridge project, which seems to be proceeding pretty slowly? It's been about sorry, is that all right? It's been about 6 years, I think, since we've been dealing with that bridge. Some people, they're inconvenienced every day by that. I wonder if there's a mechanism that people can get an update on what's happening there. I know it's not a city project, but it does affect a lot of city residents. Similarly, with the train station, there's a couple serious problems with stairways in the train station. I know that's not a city-owned property, but those things only get fixed when someone from the city applies some pressure. So I wonder if you could advocate for that. A lot of people see Rahway primarily through that train station. It makes us all look bad when it's crumbling. I wanted to ask about, can you give us an update on the DPW contract? I understand that it is past due, that those workers are working on an expired contract. I think this is the third or fourth union contract that has gone beyond its its deadline, and I wonder why that keeps happening. Can you give us any information about that? There are a lot of places we could save money in the city budget, but it should never be by underpaying our workers. They do important work, and they should be paid that way. Can you tell us when you first knew that Vannie Parsons was going to resign from the board? The timing is a little bit suspicious. If she had resigned a month earlier, then there would have been an election to fill her seat rather than an appointment, and she has not been to the last 4 straight meetings. So when did you know about Vannie Parsons resigning? I understand state law changed last year. The budget now needs to be introduced in this body by the end of March and then passed by the end of April. Neither one of those things has happened. This has been a problem many years in a row. We've blown through those deadlines. It's nice to see you all out at block parties, but we got to get the work done first. So can you give us an update on how that stands, where we stand with the budget? Lastly, on the water utility, the presentation in February told us a lot about different problems that are happening at the water utility. And I wonder if you could give us an update on what's being done about those problems now. The mayor said that they're going to spend more time, you're going to spend more time thinking about and analyzing what's happening there. But we should not wait a year before we tackle some of those problems. Particularly, you said that that there are debt problems and capital projects that are cost prohibitive to be done. The city has been taking surpluses from the water utility many years in a row now, $1 million plus each year. And if there is a problem with debt or delayed maintenance at the water utility, that money should be used to address those problems. Do you anticipate having a surplus out of the water utility again in this year's budget? Is there a mechanism by which you could take back all the surpluses that you've extracted from that apparently troubled utility and fix those problems with all of that surplus money? I noticed also that Tom Kane Jr. listed a bunch of projects that he is submitting for federal grants in our district from neighboring towns that have similar problems to ours. And they are asking for federal grants as a way to pay for those projects. Rahway is not listed on any of those projects. This is a swing district.
1 minute
he has
warning.
Incentive to try to make it look like he's working for us, whether he is or not. And it seems like we're not putting in to get a cut of those grants, and that would be the most efficient way to pay for the many projects that you said are not possible to be done with our own funding. So I wonder why that's happening. It seems like it did not happen in the Biden infrastructure bill. It didn't happen in the big, beautiful bill from Trump. So it doesn't seem to be a partisan issue. It seems like we're not submitting shovel-ready projects that can be funded that way. Finally, I did want to mention that I am a candidate for city council. The primary is June 2nd. There are 4 Democratic candidates for 3 spots. I'll leave you guys to introduce yourselves. And there is a Meet the Candidates night 2 weeks from tonight at the library. I look forward to seeing you there. And anyone who wants to ask me questions,
5
hard
minutes.
to find online. Thank you.
Anybody to my right?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Jeff Robinson, 244 Stanton Street in Rahway. Last month, I addressed the Union County Commissioners at their meeting in Elizabeth regarding the county's ongoing commemoration, celebration of the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. Commissioner Rebecca Williams is the chair of the Union County's America 250 Committee that is coordinating the programming and the events that will honor, celebrate, and reflect upon the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution and the democracy, however imperfect, that came out of that revolution. Now, most towns and cities across the country will also be doing their part, some sort of commemoration, including Rahway, of course. Now, if these were normal times, I would wholeheartedly support the commemoration of the 250th anniversary. But these are not normal times, as you know, because right now we have a government in Washington, D.C. that is intent on destroying our democracy, shredding the Constitution, and ironically empowering a new king. No, not King Charles, King Donald Trump. This fascist government, and that's what it is, it's a fascist government, a regime has been, since it took office, since Trump took office last year, has been attacking our First Amendment rights and other constitutional rights, defying and disobeying the courts, sending armed masked thugs, a Gestapo, into the streets of our towns and cities, unlawfully arresting hardworking immigrants and intimidating the rest of us, or trying to intimidate the rest of us, sending the military into our towns and cities to try and intimidate the people, starting an illegal war not authorized by Congress. I can go on and on. What we are seeing is an ongoing, steady destruction of our democracy and constitutional rights by a fascist government led by a wannabe dictator who also happens to be a madman, a raving lunatic, if you've watched the news and even seen him at all. So again, how ironical that we're commemorating a revolution that overthrew the power of a king to rule over us, and now we have a president who openly says he wants to be our king. So what's to celebrate? Not much. So instead of the time and effort organizing a commemoration, we all need to be out there fighting back and protesting, not celebrating. As I told the commissioners in Elizabeth last month, you as elected officials should be leading the charge. There are rallies of all types, protests, marches of all types every week in front of the offices of congressmen, at ICE facilities. 2 weeks ago, there was a No Kings rally, a record-breaking No Kings rallies all across the country, and a big one right here in Rahway. It was good to see the mayor at this, Mayor Jacoby at this No Kings rally, and I did see Council Lady Miles also. Did not see anybody else from the council. You might have been there. Maybe I missed you. Maybe you were at another No Kings March someplace else in New Jersey. Or maybe you just wanted to sit it out and stay home and watch the ball game. Well, this isn't the time to sit it out. We need all of you to be helping lead the charge to defend our democracy, not celebrating. There's nothing to celebrate.
1 minute warning.
For example, we can all take inspiration from the people in Minnesota who stood up right across from these armed thugs from ICE in the freezing cold. To me, they were just as courageous as any soldier or Marine sent into battle. Two of them sacrificed their lives. So, if we waste our time celebrating and commemorating, and we don't fight back, there's going to be nothing left of our democracy and constitutional rights to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't typically do this because I am a part of the 94% of individuals, a certain demographic, who has consistently voted to fight against fascism. I was at No Kings rally, and I'll just leave it at that. I was there, so I did want to correct the record, but I'm not going to go there right now. But thank you. Anyone to my left?
Joel Thomas.
Good evening.
999 Hart Street, Rahway, New Jersey. I really just like doing this because I work for the city. I've been working for the city since 1998. My union brothers back there. Can you hear me? Since 1998. It's been 14 months 14 months that these men been without a contract. 14 months. The last time we had a meeting was 4 months ago. 4 months ago. 4 months ago. That's not right. These are the same men, while y'all sleep, that are up, plowing. A lot of snow. Countless hours. Some guys say, why are we doing this? I'm out of here at 2:30. We do it because we care. We do it because 95% of us was born and raised in this town. We all went to the school systems, played basketball, wrestled, everything. We love this city. I'm not here to throw no shade at nobody. I'm not coming to you as a Democrat, Republican. I'm a soldier. I'm a worker. That's what we do. We go out here every morning and we work and we bust our behind for this town. But yet and still, we told there's no money. But yet and still, the last 5 years, there's people that come in this town and decorate. That's fine. I love Christmas. But don't tell us that there's no money. Fireworks, that's fine. I love 4th of July. But don't tell us there's no money. The mayor's concert, that's fine. I love music, but don't tell us there is no money. Every time we come up there, there's always something to be taken away from us that we work hard for. And it's not right. We know we're not going to go up there and settle a contract in 5 days. But 14 months, these are the same guys that plow, that take trees off the houses, off wires. We work by power lines, that clean your parks, that maintain this building inside and out, fill your potholes, paint your lines, take care of everything. It's not right and it's not fair. 14 months. I don't know if y'all aware or y'all get involved. You probably not because you have your own things to whatever. But I don't want to do this. I love this town. But come on. Enough is enough. We want to get paid what we're worth. That's all we're asking for. Paid what we're worth. Y'all say 1%, 2%. What is that on $30,000? We got men down there on the back of a truck making $18 an hour. They pick up everything. $18 an hour. You do the math. Can anybody up there survive off $18 an hour? But every time we come up here to try to spruce it up, nah, we can't do it. I'm being realistic and I'm not whatever. Excuse me, I'm not politically correct. But like I said, I'm a soldier. I'm a worker. And my heart is in this. I'm here because I care. I live an hour away. Yes, I was born and raised in this town. Couldn't afford to live in this town at this time. So I had to do what I got to do. But my heart is here. Enough is enough.
1 minute warning.
I appreciate your time. I thank you. I'm not here to throw shade, but we're tired. These men are tired. We working without a contract. Yes, Hot Rods and Harley coming up. Who you think's working at? We are, because we care. The Glow Run. I see all y'all run. See you running. We're working it. Memorial Day Parade without a contract. We're out there because we care. Enough's enough. We tired of scrapping for pennies, man. We got to live. We got wars going on. Gas is $5, almost $5 for everybody. But we want to live too. Don't let it go through this air, out this air. And as the good book says, Councilman Brown, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. That's the good book. Let's practice that. Let's not just say it because it's tradition. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. We're not trying to get rich.
5 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Anybody to my right? Anybody else to my left? All right. Well, seeing none, I need a motion and a second to close the public hearing portion of the meeting.
So moved.
Newberry?
Second.
Eastman? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Duplisco's absent. Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes, and I just want to say thank you to all who've commented, and I usually reserve this for the end of the meeting. I have many people, a part of the DPW, that I have the utmost respect for. We're usually not a part of the negotiations, but I can tell you that we hear you, and just on a personal note, anything that we can do to encourage things to get done, we do that. But again, first time I'm really hearing it from anybody from DPW. But again, we recognize the hard work that you've done. Many people were critical of the DPW during the snowstorm. I can tell you right now that you have 9 members on this dais that have been your biggest advocates, at least in the public light. So we see what you do. We appreciate it. And I hope that whatever's completed reflects that. And I'll leave it at that. So the mayor's not here, obviously, but at this time, I'm going to ask the business administrator, Mr. Pukovich, if he could provide a summary of the ordinance, the resolutions, anything else on the agenda that may need to be addressed.
Council President,
Yes, Mr. Councilman Brown.
I didn't want to, be out of line with the Public Works people of not saying about them. When a person says there's a contract for 14 months, I don't know why it takes so long to negotiate something like that. Now, when I tell you the Public Works in Rahway, I myself, for many years, I admire them for all of the work that they do. Now, when someone says 14 months and not getting the opportunity to sit down and negotiate, I really don't know who the people are, on our side as the administration. But I'd like to see something done with them within a period of time. I can't say within, but, they do a lot of work and they do it well. When you look at the snow, you look at the garbage pickup, I don't know about other people, but they do pick up my garbage. All right? And I'd like to see something done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Brown.
Council members, if I could just jump in, and if every collective bargaining agreement is a negotiation, okay? And it's a negotiation between the city and the bargaining unit. And I'd ask council members, I'd recommend as your council, to allow the negotiation to take place. That negotiations are ongoing by this administration. We are working to a fair end that is good for both the bargaining unit and for the taxpayers of Rahway. So I'd encourage all members of council to allow that process to take place. We are engaged in that in earnest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we typically do. We understand that negotiations are done. But if we can proceed, thank you very much for the explanation. Mr. Pukovich, if you can go ahead with the summary of the ordinances and resolutions, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure. Starting with ordinances, we have 01426. This is
Mr. Pukovich, if you could just hold for 1 second. If I can just get a little quiet in the audience. You're welcome to stay.
Council President, may I have a quick request? Bouncing from what you were saying, Councilman Brown, I think it's important that as a council that we meet, just to find out more, really to find out more, so that we can support our DPW, so that we know what's going on with the contract as well in more detail. Not at this meeting right here, but absolutely in this coming week. I think we should know what's.
Yes, I think that remains. I think that goes without saying. But as you know. If we're not aware of it, we're not aware of it. And this is the first time that I'm hearing anything from a DPW member. Our numbers are public. for anybody in the city. Like the gentleman said earlier, he sees us at these events. It's very plausible for anybody to approach us and state their grievance. And as people, we listen. And if we have, agreement with them, we certainly let our feelings be known to administration and see if we can work something out. So I do respect, obviously we have certain parameters on how we can meet and discuss certain things. But we have to be made aware of it. There's 31,000 residents in the city. There's 4.4 square miles. There's 9 council members, 6 ward council members, 3 at large. We do the best we can to stay in communication with them, but we also aren't mind readers when it comes down to knowing all issues that take place. It takes a lot to operate a city. It's so many different items that's on a city that for people who have a particular issue, that issue is the most important thing to them. But there's priorities for all 31,000 residents. So, respect, I think you recognize that.
Council President, thank you. Just if I could just again say that the process for any negotiation is that it must be led by just because of the separation of powers under the Faulkner Act, it is led by the administration. Once an agreement is reached, it will come back to this body for the purposes of approving that deal when it is struck. However, it's always appropriate for council members to ask for an update on negotiations. That's perfectly permissible, but the process is playing out as it should. The administration is leading that negotiation with the hopes of bringing something to the governing body. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. You may go.
What I'd like to do is to ask the attorney by next meeting that we have to give an update. Because when you say an update of 14 months, that's your administration that we put trust in you to do. All right?
And I think I'm very hopeful that when we have that, you'll get all the facts, not just what you heard tonight, but the facts of the actual negotiation.
All
which
right.
we'll provide.
Well, I appreciate that because of the time frame that they've been going through. I'd like an update by next month.
Thank you, sir. I
Thank you.
think we'll get that in. I do just want to put on record that I have faith that everything will work out. Every so many years, whether it be the fire department, whether it be the police department, Department of Public Works, there's contract negotiations, and each side is going to try to work out and argue a point that's going to be most beneficial for them. It's a lot of back and forth. Everybody's not happy on every single item, but ultimately agreement is made. I know this one is taking longer than what we liked, but I have faith that the people who are at the table making those calls are going to work something out. Reasonable minds and rational minds will prevail. With that said, to a rational mind, Mr. Pukovich.
Thank you, Council President. Starting with ordinances on first reading, we have O-1426, an ordinance authorizing the sale of real property. What this is, there is the VFW that is just over the border in Clark. Apparently, there is a development project happening there, and the city of Rahway owned a small slither of the corner. This is deeding that to the city of Clark so that they continue on with their project. The O-1526, O-1626, and O-1726 have been removed from the agenda. So that moves us on to administration. Resolutions out of administration. We have a resolution endorsing the city's 4th round housing element and fair share plan. So to speak on that for a moment, we have Jess Almeida here from McManaman in Scotland who assisted in preparing the documents. If there are any technical questions, she can answer those. But this arose out of Mount Laurel years ago. New Jersey Supreme Court deemed that you cannot zone affordable housing out of a city. The DCA has made the determination that the city of Rahway does not have a need to create prospective new units. We do have a need for rehab, which we far exceed. And even with that being said, we're continuing on with the Esterbrook Senior Project on Esterbrook Avenue. As you're aware, the Glendenning homes on Leesville and Capobianco are being redone. And the reason we are putting this plan forth is to avail ourselves to further funding for similar affordable projects. I just think it was important to note that.
Mr. Pukovich, if I can just add to that as well. Because you spoke on this, but I don't think that it was hammered down enough. So recently, the city had the opportunity, in collaboration with not only the county government but the federal government, which, by the way, is a Republican in the White House, President Trump and his team. From what I remember, his appointments have given the city of Rahway some of the highest praise from our ability to execute these grants and work out agreements where other cities have fell short. So I do want to commend you for looking beyond partisan disagreements and labels and doing what's best for the city and our seniors who so desperately want to stay not only in the county but in the city. So I do want to reiterate that there was a groundbreaking that took place about 2 weeks ago with many different partners. This was some hard work that was done, but it is officially in motion, and these are affordable units. So I know you mentioned it, but I'm not sure if it was emphasized enough. So I do want to commend the mayor and administration and all those who worked that out. I was going to save that for our council comments, but I think it was important to highlight that.
Thank you, Council President. On to AR 12326. This is a resolution authorizing the city of Rahway to contract with U.S. Gov Bid. They do auctions of liquidation of items that are no longer of use to the city, so we'll be contracting with that group to get that done. On to code enforcement, this resolution. So if there's a property that is left unkempt or unmaintained and the city has to step in, this gives the city the ability to recoup those costs upon the sale of that property whenever that should happen. On to AR 12526. This is a resolution awarding acceptance of a bid for a project entitled 2025 NJDOT Road Program Project. This is for road paving on Maple Terrace, Milton Boulevard, and Jefferson Avenue. Similarly, AR 12626, also for roads and for paving. This is including West Meadow, Central Ave, and West and East Inman Avenue. AR 12726. This is in reference to the wayfinding project that you're aware of that the city has undertaken. We'll just need the county's permission to install signs on the roads that they own. AR 12826. It's a resolution awarding a contract for the project entitled Orchard Brook Stream Capacity Restoration Project. This is to assist with flood mitigation. As you're aware, that area is severely impacted by flooding, so this is to help attempt to mitigate that. On to the fire department, we have a resolution awarding a purchase of a contract for a new ambulance. The city was in need of a new ambulance, so this is what that accomplishes. Health department, we have a resolution authorizing a shared service agreement with the Township of Scotch Plains for public health services. Again, this is a great opportunity for intergovernment collaboration. This will begin in July, so it'll be prorated, but it's in a relationship that will look to continue going forward, and the city will bring in revenue because of it. Police department, we have a resolution authorizing the sale of unused or seized city property. Similarly to the previous resolution, this is just for the police department to accomplish that same goal. Then we have revenue and finance. What you see tonight is all housekeeping. We have an authorizing the granting of a veteran deduction for 2026. Resolution authorizing the refund of money due to the redemption of tax sale certificates. And a resolution authorizing a disabled veteran exemption. And that concludes the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Palkovich. I'm going to move on to ordinance at first reading. Was that it for anything you wanted to say, Mr. Palkovich or Mr. Landolfi?
No, sir, not at this time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, at this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Capone to please read ordinance O-14-26 by title.
An ordinance authorizing the sale of real property designated as Block 198, Lot 11, on the tax map of the City of Rahway, commonly known as 6 Broadway, Rahway, New Jersey.
Do any council members have any questions or comments on ordinance O-14-26? All right, may I have a mover and a second to introduce ordinance O-14-26?
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
Eastman. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco's absent. Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. So all past ordinances were moved from the agenda moving forward. So I'm going to go
Ordinance 014-26 is deemed adopted on first reading and will come up for public hearing and final adoption on June 8th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Thank you so much. Now we'll move on to consent agenda. Resolutions AR-122-26 through AR-134-26 will be adopted as one motion on consent agenda. Do any council members wish to remove a resolution from the consent agenda? Seeing none? May I have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda?
Motion.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Mohica?
Second.
Newberry, pardon me, Miles. You're quiet this time. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco's absent. Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. Next is ordinance on second reading. Ms. Capone, please read the ordinance for O-12-26.
A bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of and payment of the purchase price for certain real property by and in the city of Rahway in the county of Union, state of New Jersey, appropriating $2.75 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2.75 million bonds or notes of the city to finance the cost thereof.
At this time, I will open the public hearing for ordinance O-12-26. You will have 5 minutes to speak, and you may only speak once. Please direct all comments to City Council and on this particular ordinance. Ms. Capone, has anybody signed up to speak?
No one has signed up.
Is there anybody who would like to comment on ordinance O-12-26? Hi, sir.
Hi, Andrew Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street.
Repeat your name, please.
What?
Your name one more time.
Andrew Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street.
Oh, okay. You can proceed.
Is there a problem?
No, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Phillips.
Andrew Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street.
Thank you.
I have a question about this bond ordinance. 2.75 million is the amount. The two properties that you're buying, one was purchased in 2022 for $475,000. One was purchased in, I'm not sure if it's 2022 or 2023, 2023 for $430,000. So together that's about $900,000, and the bond is for $2.75 million. So can you explain what the remainder of that is? Are we buying these two properties for $2.75 million, or are we using that money then to do improvements, demolition? Is this the price that we're paying to build the amphitheater? They're both abandoned, empty. There's no improvements to them, so I don't see why we would spend 3 times what the developer paid for them. There's a lot that we don't know, that we haven't been told about this idea, the amphitheater project. Is the $2.75 million the full total cost to build the amphitheater and acquire those properties? Are there other properties that need to be acquired? The ones that back up to that property on Seminary Ave, are those part of this project? Will we have to spend more money to get those properties? Is there any kind of diagram layout that we can see of what this is going to look like? There's a lot that we haven't been told, and $2.75 million is a big first step if it's a blind one. I'd appreciate any information you could share. Thank you.
Has anybody else signed up to speak? Good evening, sir. Your name and address, please.
Alan Levy, 254 Oak Street.
Thank you,
Just
Mr.
to,
Levy.
to expand on what Mr. Garcia Phillips was saying, the sale at 277 Hamilton Street was on August 9, 2022, for a total of $475,000. The sale for 309 Hamilton Street was for a total of $430,000 on December 2nd, 2023, which adds up to actually a little more than $900,000, about $990,000. And the town is going to be buying it from Mr. Capadaghi and Meridia Properties for 3 times that amount. That's a pretty good deal in less than 18 months. And if you go to the New Jersey Elections Law Enforcement Commission website, you can see that Mr. Dagley, I apologize if I mispronounced his name, is a frequent donor of the Rahway Democratic Committee and the candidates running for city council and mayor. So I do have to just point out, and again, the resolution says the $2.75 billion is for the purchase acquisition of the property. If it is related to other upkeep, construction costs, maintenance costs, it certainly doesn't say it in the resolution. So it does raise a lot of questions. Why is the city council approving the purchase of a property for 3 times more than it was purchased 18 months ago from somebody who has donated money to the Rahway Democratic Committee and the Raymond Giacobbe Reelection Fund? I think it's an important question that you will be ignoring and not answering. Thank you.
Anybody else signed up to comment on ordinance O-12-26? All right, Mr. Marcello, would you?
Oh, no, I think Mr. Landolfi.
Oh, Mr. Landolfi, okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Failed to either understand or relay a couple of key points there. The first is that that property there may have been a transaction that took place there at some point in time, but as to whether or not that was an arm's length transaction, whether or not the seller was properly compensated, what the details of that transaction were, we don't know, and they have no bearing on what the current value is. And that's the second important point. We have 2 appraisals on those properties, and we are paying appraised value, not above appraised value, but appraised value. So with the city, it's an arm's length transaction based on appraised values that we obtained through professional appraisal firms. So
Mr. Landolfi, if I could just add, so say if my mother wanted to sell me a home for $1, right? That essentially is inconsequential to what the house actually appraises for, say, 18 months from now, 24 months from now, and the person buying the house at that point is going to be buying it at the appraised market value. So essentially, that's what's happening right here.
It could have.
I mean, yeah.
It's a great
okay.
analogy,
Thank
Council
you.
President. A great analogy.
Okay, I understand. I just want to, make sure that
And thank
people
you.
understand
That's
it.
a great analogy. I wish I would have given you that one. And the last point is that through our attorneys, we've exchanged agreements with the county. They're not in final form yet, but the County of Union will participate and fund those land purchases. So that at the end of the day, the expense to the taxpayer won't be through a bond ordinance here. Certainly it'll be public money, but the city of Rahway will be reimbursed for those purchases. And the last comment is that they do include, and I'm sure Mr. Levy as an attorney can appreciate this, they do include some soft costs that we have to do due diligence. We have to make sure that the land isn't contaminated, that there's clear title, et cetera. So that those soft costs and the appraisals are part of that bond issue. So again, appraised value, arm's length, doesn't reflect what could have been a less than arm's length transaction previously, ultimately funded by the county, inclusive of soft costs. So all those facts were omitted in what you heard here this evening. I thought it was important to clarify them.
No surprise, but thank you so much for the clarification, Mr. Landolfi. Anybody else signed up or will comment on ordinance O-12-26? Okay. Well, seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing. Do any council members have comments on that particular ordinance? I need a motion in a second for ordinance O-12-26.
So moved.
Newberry.
Second.
You know what, Eastman, I'm gonna give it to Timmons this time. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco's absent. Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons? Yes. Brooks?
Yes. Ms. Capone, can you please read the title for ordinance O-13-26?
A bond ordinance providing for various 2026 capital improvements by and in the city of Rahway in the county of Union, state of New Jersey, appropriating $2.5 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,380,952 bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
At this time, I will open this up for public hearing for ordinance O-13-26. You will have 5 minutes to speak. You may only speak once. Please direct all comments to City Council. Ms. Capone, is anybody signed up to speak?
No one has signed up.
Okay. Is there anybody who would like to comment on ordinance O-13-26? Seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing for this ordinance. Do any council members have any comments on this ordinance? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion in a second to adopt ordinance
So moved.
O-13-26. Was that you, Ms. Newberry?
Sorry. So
Okay.
moved. My apologies.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Mr. Montestioka, second. Giving Ms. Russell a lot of letters to write. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco's absent. Miles? Yes. Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. All right. Miscellaneous? Any unfinished business? All right, so, block party. Permit is BP-26-02 for a multicultural block party. We like that in Rahway. At Franklin School to be held on May 29th, 2026. I need a motion and a second to adopt block party BP-26-02.
I'd like to make a motion to accept block party BP-2602
Mr. Mohica?
at Franklin School.
And I'll
Yes.
second.
Eastman. Mohica Eastman. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Jablisco's absent. Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Timmons?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes. All right, so we're approaching the end of the night, but before we end, I'd like to give my council colleagues the opportunity to make closing statements if they have any. I'll start with our first ward council member, Mr. Alpha Moran Montestioka.
Good evening, all. Thank you very much for stopping by. Again, just a few pointers. My condolences to the Giacobbe family in regards to the passing of his uncle. I do want to welcome back Ms. Timmons. She was a very essential person when I was running. It seems like it was yesterday, but it was almost 2 years ago when I did my run for a council seat. So thank you very much for that. And again, welcome back. You're a great addition to the team. At the same time, Ms. Parsons, thank you for what you've done for our town while you were sitting here for the third ward. That will always live on, and I'm sure you'll be around for us to help us within other things within the town. Congratulations to Mr. Darian Cardwell on his wrestling academy today. I was one of those parents that put my son in there today. I was scared to death for him because these new kids don't know what being rough is about. So I was a little scared, but he liked it. He smiled. So as long as he smiled, I will definitely, anybody that would like to put their kids in any sport, I will highly suggest wrestling. It's a great sport. Gives you great character. It's a no-nonsense sport, and it teaches, how to have no excuses in life. So I'm sure he'll do great in that academy, and again, congratulations to him. Again, June 2nd, primary election time. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for, but just let your voice out there, and whoever gives you the best voice of reasoning, please vote for that person to help our town move forward. Mrs. Garcia and Mr. Deej, project graduation. I'll be remiss to say I don't know how long it's been. That hasn't been going on in Rahway. I graduated in 03. I know we had it. It was a great time. And what better place than in our own town to keep our children for the night. So I will be looking at the Rahway High School PTO at Gmail, and I will try to do anything on my behalf to help that cause. I will be remiss if I don't mention the DPW. I do believe 14 months is a long time. I don't know what would be considered regular, but I do agree with Mr. Brown. Until we get this fixed, at least once a month should be minimum that we should get an idea of what's going on with those negotiations. Outside of that, don't have anything else. Besides, please come out to Friday, May 29th for the block party and enjoy it. All have a good night.
Thank you. Second Ward, Councilwoman, Ms. Darlene Eastman.
Thank you, Council President. I also would like to say thank you to Vanny for her years of service. I actually didn't work with her very long, but she was wonderful, and I appreciate everything that she actually taught me and worked with me as well. Congratulations to Carla for being back on council, and I look forward to working with you. I also would like to express my deepest condolences to Ray, Mayor Giacobbe, and his family. My prayers are with all of you. I also thank you for bringing back the project graduation, because all of my children did it as well, and I would love to help in any way, and I'll reach out to you after the meeting. I also do want to remind everyone about Hot Rods and Harleys on the 9th. I am also on that committee. We have 747 cars registered right now, and another 100 to 150 non-registered. So it's going to be a big event, so if you have time to come out with your family and friends and enjoy it, it would be a great day. And I also would like to wish everybody a very happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilwoman of the 3rd Ward, Ms. Carla Timmons.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to start off by offering my condolences to the Giacobbe family as well in the passing on the mayor's uncle. My prayers are with you during this time. I would also like to say thank you for putting me back in this seat in which I enjoy serving the community and also serving alongside all council members here. Yes, I must also pay homage to Ms. Parson, Vanny, who I had the pleasure of working alongside and learning things from. So I'm hoping that she's enjoying her retirement. I also want to give a shout out to DPW for all the work that they do as well. Mr. Montez pretty much wrapped up all of my thoughts in regards to that, and I hope that we can come to some form of agreement soon in regards to the contract as well. But we do appreciate all the work that you guys have done and that you will do in the upcoming months. In regards to the Urban Street Bridge, I look forward to receiving the update on the status of that. It is a county road, and it is a nice cut through that we all like to use. So I am looking forward to all of the updates that will come. Also, the train station, I know Mr. Brooks was in communication with, I believe it was last year. You got some things done at the train station already, so I look forward to them completing any updates that need to be done to the steps to keep the community safe. And I'm just excited to be back on council and be able to continue to do work here in this city. So thank you.
And thank you again, Ms. Timmons. Welcome back. 4th Ward, Councilman, Mr. David Brown.
Thank you, Council President, for giving me this opportunity to speak again. I'd like to say, thank you to the city administration for all the work that they've been doing for the city. I just want to say a couple of things to the Council Parsons that's leaving. When the 3rd Ward is part of the 4th Ward, when they had the redistricting. So I know what it is. That redistricting comes to Leesville Avenue and Capo for the people. And let me tell you, when I first came onto council, the place wasn't too good of where it was at and where they lived. We worked very hard to bring that up to a point that people live decent. And that's what they've done there, and they'll continue to do that. that the administration takes a lot of time to negotiate to get dollars to fund those projects. And it takes a lot of time to work with the county and the federal government to do it. And I think they're doing a good job because you're seeing that it's being done. One of the other parts that they have with Estherbrook over there, when I came on council, one of the biggest things that the city did was always wanting to do something for the senior citizens. And you can see how many senior citizens projects, homes that they have here in the city of Rahway now. Project graduation, I remember for years, it was done for the children in Rahway because of partying, having fun, but we didn't know what would happen to them because at that age, drinking, funning, it can change their lives within a day, hours. So in closing, the DPW is important to me, and I'd like to hear next month what we're going to be doing to make it better. The administration is probably working as hard as they can to make a difference here in the city. But I can see the good parts of what they're doing because I go and visit other cities also. And everyone's doing better in building construction apartments and for senior citizens. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Mr. Brown, Councilman. Fifth Ward, Council Member Danny Newberry. Do you have anything you'd like to say tonight?
I extend, condolences as our colleagues have expressed this evening for our mayor and the entire Giacobbe family and those his friends and family as they go through the next few days having lost a close family member. I also want to express gratitude and concern for DPW. I realize that those conversations do happen in the administration, and perhaps previously. I know that what I'm going to say is the current BA is on top of it, I'm sure, and I feel confident that it will get handled appropriately and quickly with the current BA that we have. That's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Councilwoman at large, Miss Joanna Miles. Do you have anything you have to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to just share the same sentiments as my council colleagues, expressing my sympathies to Mayor Giacobbe and his family and friends. That's pretty much what I want to say, except for Councilwoman Parsons. It was a pleasure working with you. I don't know if you're watching TV right now. I'm sure you're with your grandchildren, but it really has been a pleasure working with you. And I know you worked with lots of seniors as well, and I know they're going to miss you. Councilwoman Timmin, it's good to see you back on the council again as well, so I look forward to continuing to work with you. And that's all, Council President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And to my right, our good friend, our Council Vice President, Mr. Jeremy Mojica. Do you have anything you'd like to say tonight, sir?
Thank you, Council President. Just like my colleagues, I'd like to give my condolences to our Mayor Giacobbe on the passing of his Uncle Joe. They've been through a hard time recently and in the past, and my heart goes out to them. I want to thank Councilwoman Parsons for a job well done. I remember Councilwoman Parsons, even before she was a councilwoman and a committee person, her and her husband Robert always served the community and served the committee, and were awesome Democrats, pushing everything forward and helping us along the way. So thank you so much, Vanny, for that. I don't know if she's listening like Joanna said, but I hope so, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate the work you did. She was truly a trailblazer. Definitely broke the glass ceiling, I would say. And to our new Councilwoman Timmons, congratulations on your reappointment, and we're looking forward to working with you. Okay? And hot rods and Harleys, like Councilwoman mentioned. I always think about the old Councilman Mike Cox always mentioned hot rods and Harleys, the whole thing with his Jersey City accent. I'll never forget that. But it's a fun event. Please come on down. I love cars. I might have a couple cars in the event. I'm not sure. Thank you, everybody. Be safe out there. It's getting warm, of course. Drive slowly. Tell your friends, just be cautious. There's a lot of kids out there on e-bikes. I mean, growing up as a kid, you wouldn't see that many bikes chained up on those bike racks in front of the high school, but now you see a ton of them. So that means there's a lot of kids out there on bikes. Please be mindful. Nothing's as important as, it couldn't be that important that you're in such a hurry that can cost someone's life or personal injury. So be mindful of that. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. And go Knicks. Tonight's the night. Let's go. We don't want Philadelphia. We're Knicks.
Thank you, Council Vice President. In closing, I just want to thank everybody who attended tonight, the public, the department heads, our city clerk, our deputy city clerk, our chief law enforcement officer, of course, our business administrator, and our good friend, Mr. Virgilio and Mr. Lindolfi, for all the information they provide, all the hard work you're doing, and of course, we have faith in the work that you are doing behind the scenes. Like the rest of my council colleagues, the mayor's a good friend of mine, and it's hurtful to see his family in such great pain, but we know that they're a very strong family, and we have his back, not just as a leader, but as a man and as a human. So our prayers are with you and your family. You've gone through the worst, but we know that you'll come out of this one okay as well. I also want to just make a quick point, and I'm sure we're all guilty of this. You ever go to a restaurant several times, you have great experiences, and then that one time where you have, you find a piece of hair in your spaghetti, you're never going back. You're going right to Google, you're going right to Yelp, and you're hitting it with 1 star, 1 star, And I think that's how some people approach life. But I have to say that there's a life that exists beyond social media, and relationships matter. These relationships aren't just established during a certain season. And I'm just encouraged daily with the interactions I have with people. Every time there's a situation that's helped, I'm not rushing near my council colleagues, who are even active on social media. I know some of you guys are not really that active. Not rushing to post how they help somebody. But they do reach out to us, and they let us know the job that they think that we're doing. And I'm reminded of that all the time. And, I've had a chance to see a lot of seniors, and they're certainly not active on social media. But again, it makes all the criticism, when your reputation is being dragged through the mud, it makes it all worth it, because it reminds you of who you're doing it for and why you're doing it. So I just want to say thank you to those who do reach out, who do keep us encouraged. It's not easy being in the public. You can walk into a room and many people believe a rumor about you that may not be true. They haven't talked to you. They haven't even had a conversation with you, and you're already judged. But that's just a small minority. Most people are happy, and they're going to let you know when they see you. It's not all the time, but it does happen. So thank you to those individuals who do make that outreach. I'm sure we all appreciate that. I also want to say congratulations to the county and the city. I've seen some of our friends in the public there as well at the Tully Field grand opening of our pickleball courts. I didn't know that my council colleague, Mr. Mojica, was so talented in pickleball. I'm definitely going to get my paddle for that. But yeah, believe it or not, I'm no good on a basketball court. Little Dory flipping my butt there. But I do want to say that was another example of collaboration between different levels of government. So thank you for the county for the generous grant to help us reopen the park of Tully Field. And I think it's been a big hit, and senior transportation does take the seniors there too. So pickleball is one of those sports where you can play just like tennis and just like golf, well into your 60s, well into your 70s, and well into your 80s. So I look forward to seeing some of our seniors there as well. Maybe I can keep up with them. Shout out to the block parties we're having. Shout out to Hot Rods and Harleys. And once again, thank you to all the hard work everyone's doing. Big shout out to our Department of Public Works. Gentleman, he said he wasn't throwing a shade, and I believe him. I am a testament of it. I wake up, I go to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they're there meeting me by my car, picking up the garbage, and they pick up everything. And that's one of the things that we're so fortunate in Rahway. If you ask neighbor municipalities, their DPW doesn't hold a candle to our DPW. So whether times are good or bad and whether or not you're frustrated, we have to recognize the hard work, and I know that the city will do right by them. With that said, I'd like to make a motion, or ask for a motion in a second to close tonight's meeting. Newberry. Was that
Second.
Councilman? Oh, you guys got to make it clear. Who was it? Was it
Brown.
Councilman Brown? Great. Meeting adjourned.